Trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. It's a cruel, cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now you're gone. The city's crowded, my friends are away, and I'm on my own. It's too hard to handle, so I got to get up and go. It's a cruel, cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now you're gone. You're not the only one.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Priti.
Buongiorno, Vikram. Dove sono le mie chiavi?
Le tue chiavi?
Sì, devo andare. Devo trovare le mie chiavi.
Priti, sono qui, sul tavolo.
Mi dispiace, Vikram. Sono stanca perché lavoro troppo.
Vuoi un caffè?
Sì, grazie mille.
Ok, ecco il tuo caffè.
Dov'è lo zucchero? Ah, è qui.
Priti beve il caffè.
Che schifo!
Scusa? Scusa?
Ma è sale!
Priti, sei molto stanca.
Sì, e vorrei un caffè. Con lo zucchero, non con il sale.
Roma,
Milano.
Berlino.
Figlio.
Sì, un fratello.
Io ho un figlio.
Berlino. Fratello. Tu.
Milano.
Un figlio e un fratello.
Sì, io ho un fratello.
Io ho un fratello.
Hello, hello. Oh, dang. Patty, hello, hello. Magooch, what's going down? I'm sorry, guys. I keep messing up and a, I think. And is a, right? And then the letter E is and. Stadaboon. How are you guys doing? Buongiorno. Buon. That's not how you spell it, is it? Giorno? That's not how you spell buongiorno, is it, Dindu? Unguda. Now you got me all messed up. Thought I knew how to spell buongiorno. Yeah, you're spelling it wrong. It's buongiorno. That's how I know. That's how I know how to spell it. Siamo si chiama. Chomo si yes chiama. Something yes chiama. Chio si chiama. Ungada. What are you guys up to this morning? What am I doing? What time is it? 5:13. I think I'm going to go back to the admin building today. Yesterday was ho hum. It was all right, but Che Dio Benedicia. I haven't got that far yet, guys. Maguchi had me cracking up the other day about the do I celebrate Pearl Harbor Day? Oh my god. I was fucking rolling my ass off on that comment. No, the answer is no, I don't, but that is funny as hell. You literally had me busting out laughing when you said that. Let me get out of there. What's going on in the world today? Che Stai Fi. Chachi Stai Fi. Joni and Chachi. Chache Stai Fi. Stai Fi. Staffy. Stayfy. Che Stayfy. Yeah, that was funny shit, my dude. I don't know. I have a feeling that something's going on. Something's fucked up in the world right now. Like war. Yeah, I mean, obviously we got the war with Iran, but I think China's being attacked. And they're gonna respond somehow. Well, just in the last 24 hours, there's been some really fucking weird shit happened. Overseas, Colorado, all over the place. You guys heard about the Black Hawk that went down in Colorado? Stamencia. All right, do we need to do one more round of Italian since you guys are being all Italian this morning? I have a brother and a son. I got this. Io ho. Oh, wait. Io ho un. I have. Oh, un is a. Un is a. Fratella. Fratello. And is e. Un figlio. I got this one. Told you. I have a son and a brother. Io ho un. A brother or a son. Un fratello o un figlio. I got it now. One more lesson. I can't see the chat. Sorry. Not why I'm deep.
Una figlia o una sorella?
Huh? Una figlia o una sorella? A daughter or a sister?
Sorella.
Daughter. I mean sister. Dang it.
Sorella. Figlia.
Daughter.
Tu.
Two is you. Io.
Io.
I have a daughter. Io
Io
ho
ho
una
una
figlia.
figlia.
Sì, io ho una figlia.
Yes, I have a daughter. Io
Io ho
una
una
sorella.
sorella.
Io ho, let's see here. Un
Un.
figlio, because that's son, and a
Una.
daughter. Io ho una sorella. Io ho un
Un
fratello. I have a brother and
fratello.
a
Una.
Sì, io ho una figlia.
sì, una, yes, a daughter. Figlia.
Io ho una figlia.
Io ho una figlia.
Figlia. Figlio. Figlia.
Ho una sorella. A sister. Una sorella. A daughter and a sister. Una figlia. A una sorella. Una sorella. O una figlia. Perfect lesson. Look at that. All right, let's get back to the chat. Magooch, I heard you talking about farm supplies going up. I go to a farm too, and the hay is locked up now. When the hay's locked up, something's wrong with the cows. They're killing all the horses. They're making it illegal to own chickens. People are trying to steal it. Damn. Nel nome del Padre, del Figlio, del Spirito Santo. Dang, excuse me. Rato stai zitto. You guys are way ahead of the curve here with this. What are you guys using, Rosetta Stone on me over there? Cheaters. You don't know this much Italian. I want to figure out a way to test your guys' Italian. I believe Patty. I believe Hey Teacher. Good morning, Hey Teacher. I don't necessarily believe Tindu and Magooch on their Italian skills. We'll have to see. I think they know street Italian. Do they know behave nicely in a fancy restaurant Italian? I don't think so. I think they would kick those guys out. We'll see. Your Audible trial is ending soon. I forgot I had that. What the fuck you want to learn right now, medic? Ave Maria. That's funny shit. Arlene, hello. It translates to Hail Mary. Interesting. Interesting. All right, let's get out of here. So yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on right now. I mean, you're going to see some of the most terrifying footage you've ever seen today, believe it or not. I'll prepare you for it in case you don't want to watch it. But it's wild, crazy, craziness out there, right? Let's see here, but let's just get to it, shall we? I mean, dun 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 dun. Hold on one second. I need to go get some more coffee. I'm gonna play my song. I have a new theme song. This show. It keeps getting me you know, whatever they call it, blocked in certain territories. I don't give a shit. Hold on. Doom, 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 doo, 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 doo. Y'all know this song.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, they tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back?
Ooh. I know, Mr. Carter, Mr. Carter.
Yeah, where we need you.
That would be me thing, dude, right? Ooh, me, Mr. Carter, Mr. Carter. I know, Mr. Carter. Isn't that what Horseshack used to say? Or was that Vinnie Bopperino? Hey, Mr. Carter. And there was Freddie, right? Freddie, and who was the other dude? The Latino guy. Maybe he was Freddie. There was Freddie. Was it Mercury or something? No, not Freddie Mercury. Ooh. Up your nose with the rubber hose. That was such a great show. And his wife, he would always tell his wife the jokes about the uncle. Did you ever hear the one about my uncle? Was it his Uncle Vinny? Wasn't it his Uncle Vinny? He always had the jokes about Epstein. Oh, that's right. We talked about that. Epstein. Damn. Poor Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein had to ruin that name forever. Anybody with the name Epstein now, it's like, well, I call him Epstein. Do. What a great song. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. Well, the first one I just found a tweet. It says, "Do not buy ground beef for the next 90 days." Well, I mean, to each their own. So we're getting a lot of our beef from Argentina, and apparently they had to recall a bunch of meat in Argentina. Right? Wasn't there a beef or in Florida? Let me see. In Texas, beef recall. Nearly 30,000 pounds of raw beef imported from Argentina has been recalled after being sold in Florida and Texas.
Federal officials announced the recall of nearly 30,000 pounds of raw beef imported from Argentina. The packages from a company called Corte Argentino sold to distributors and retailers in Florida and Texas. They have use or freeze by dates from September 15th through the 20th. So far, no illnesses have been reported. Federal officials announced.
Did it say why? Am I missing something? Did it say why it's being recalled? Under a class 1 risk level, according to the USDA. Under highest risk level. You know, to me, the question isn't necessarily is Argentinian beef dangerous, because apparently it's not. It's like supposed probably better than ours. But what's happening between Argentina and the United States? Who's handling the meat, and what are they doing to it in between? You know what I mean? They're probably filling it full of vaccines and all kinds of shit. Crazy. Craziness. They didn't say why, right? Yeah. Tommy Stiggs looks like Boom Boom Washington. Boom Boom Washington. Who's Boom Boom Washington? Remember room 222 in the 60s? Hey, Grateful. No. 222. Yeah, no, I never heard of this before. Teacher Pete Dixon tries to teach tolerance to the students at Walt Whitman High School. Oh. Yeah, no. Why do you ask about that, Grateful? Oh, probably because of Welcome Back, Cotter. Yeah, who's handling the meat? Exactly, Arlene. Who's touching our meat? We went from Welcome Back Potter to Welcome Back Cotter to mince meat. Yep. He was the black guy. I thought his name was Freddie or something. Argentine beef is being recalled because nearly 30 pounds of raw beef imported by Corte Argentino entered the United States without mandatory federal safety reinspection. Freddie Washington. Oh, got you. Okay. Freddie is Boom Boom. How did I not know that? It's been a long time since I watched that show. You can tell I'm from the West Coast. You guys have a different level of understanding about Brooklyn and those shows that are from there. Like, God forbid I start talking about the Buffalo Bills. Could you imagine if I started saying, like that was my favorite team was the Buffalo Bills, and I know so much about the Bills. Dindu would not be able to handle it. He would literally come through the screen. Walt Whitman High School is in Huntington, New York, Long Island. Interesting. So you guys know all this stuff. Goes right over my head. But what I do know, like Lionel here says, this is the only existing picture of the Pentagon. when allegedly an airplane crashed into it on September 11, 2001. The most heaviliest surveilled building on planet Earth. The Pentagon. We get one picture. Okay. That wasn't no damn plane that crashed into the Pentagon, in my opinion. I want to know who was in the Pentagon. You know, what did they want to blow up so bad that was in there? All right. This is a plant in Russia, but I believe there's a lot of Chinese people working on this. The 6-year Sino-Russian cooperation plant project is about to end. It has exploded. So this just happened yesterday. Imagine being one of these people.
跑啊跑啊！有炸了有炸了！炸了炸了！跑啊！报名报名！
So it says a fatal fire and explosion broke out on August 25th at the Amur Gas Chemical Complex, a multi-billion-dollar joint venture between the Chinese oil and gas giant Sinopec and Russians Sibur. The facility is located in Russia's far eastern Amur region. 7 people died, including 6 Chinese nationals, and 9 workers remain missing. 152 people were injured. The blaze originated in the facility's core cracking unit and quickly engulfed an area roughly 2,000 square meters. It's designed, let's see here. The $10 billion plant was weeks away from starting production. Once fully operational, it is designed to be one of the world's largest polymer manufacturing hubs, producing 2.3 metric tons of polyethylene and 400,000 tons of polypropylene annually. I'm telling you right now that was an attack. Okay. Because this is just one of many things that we're going to look at. So just keep this in mind, you know, like this thing was literally getting ready to open within a day or two. And, you know, I don't know what they use polyethylene for. I know they use polypropylene for vape pens, which if you think about it, you know, try to find something more profitable than vapes right now, besides like maybe gambling and fucking fentanyl. So that is just insane.
跑啊跑啊！有炸了有炸了！炸了炸了！跑啊！
And to somebody like Thindu, who's been in the United States construction for 40 years, think about that. That's an unimaginable scale right there. We don't have those type of construction projects in the United States. You know, the biggest project that you're going to be working on in the United States is like a suspension bridge or a stadium or, you know, something like that. And we don't have this type of shit in the United States. Vapes and Sansa belts. Interesting. They make clone Sansa belts there. That's funny. Shout out to Sweet Tea. She's back to school day 2. Oh, nice. Polyester, polyethyl. What the heck? I don't know what any of those words mean. The shit you watch, incredible. Mo, mo. It wasn't a plane. Um, I saw the plane hit the Pentagon. You actually seen the plane hit the Pentagon, Arlene? One of my best friends grew up in Smithtown. She married a Scarpetta. He was a jockey. Yeah, see, the thing about the Pentagon, um, how did you see it hit the Pentagon, Arlene? Were you there? I need to know this. Well, I'll tell you, the thing about the plane when it comes to there was four, right? Two hit the World Trade Center, one hit the Pentagon, and one crashed into Shanksville, Pennsylvania, into the ground and disappeared. And we never figured that one out either. Planes, they don't just vaporize, even if they crash straight into the ground at full speed. There's going to be some debris. So, and I think I have a picture of that too. And I know people get all worked up over the 9/11 deal, but we cannot blame people that aren't responsible for it. It's like blaming gay people for killing Charlie Kirk. It wasn't gay people. It wasn't Tyler Robinson. We're going to have to get to the bottom of who did all of this stuff if it's ever going to stop. And it just keeps escalating. And I keep saying it. And I mean, I really think that you guys are going to see, like today, especially what's been going on in the last couple of days is fucking incredible, man. So they are cornering the polyester market. Well, we have that. So we have this, and then we have a flood that this was in Nepal, on the Nepal-China border. So we have the border of Russia and China with a huge explosion in a multi-billion-dollar factory that was just getting ready to open. And now we have a flood on the China-Nepal border. And you've never seen this before, guys. And I don't understand. Apparently, this is flash flooding. When I first watched this video, I thought it was AI. And so this is one of these videos where a lot of people die in this video. I mean, a lot. They think that over 300, and there are 3 Americans and 380 something people are missing. There's already a whole bunch confirmed dead, but they're never going to find these people. They're just gone forever. So, and these people literally had no chance to escape. This just happened yesterday as well. Also, we have a Black Hawk helicopter that mysteriously went down in Colorado yesterday. Prayers to all those people. Apparently, there was a tourist, like a tour company, that had some people there. A lot of people from India died. There were several hundred people from India there, but a lot of Chinese. And it just keeps getting worse. I mean, this one right here is the craziest video you'll ever see in your life. I swear. I mean, look at all of those buses. Imagine. And that lady, she knows. You can just hear her. You can hear it in her voice. Like, she knows there's nothing they can do. Just think about all of those buses. How much all of that must weigh right there. And all of those people running for their lives. And where are they going to run? They got to run down this little corridor right here. They have no chance. Even if they, these people that make it down here, they're not going to survive. So that was on one border. I don't know about you guys, but that don't look like no flash flooding to me. Okay? That don't look like no flash flooding to me. So we have a $10 billion multi-country chemical plant days before opening, and then that on the other, something's up, guys. I'm just telling you right now, that ain't normal. That is not normal. And if that is like an attack on China, they're not gonna, they will respond. And maybe they already did because, like I said, I'm sure Grateful heard about it, a Black Hawk helicopter crashed in Colorado. Is that water or rock? It's both. It's the whole side of that mountain coming down. Rocks and school buses and air, it just took everything out. It looks like a scene from a movie. I saw that 4 planes went down that day. The Pentagon is built like a bomb shelter. I saw it in footage. The plane disintegrated. They are cornering the. Oh, we read that one. Yeah, it's read this one. This is the plane that crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. I did bookmark this too. There's just no plane there. And that was, I said this from the first time I seen this photograph, they never showed us a plane in Shanksville. So we'll never know. Dolly Parton passed away, unfortunately. I think everybody heard about that. Taylor Swift and who is it? Travis donated a couple $1 million to her imagination library. She's like donated, I think, hundreds of millions of books apparently around the world from her imagination library. But apparently Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce donated some money to it, and Dolly Parton wanted their firstborn child.
Taylor and Travis, it's Dolly, and I was just told that you two are making a donation of $2 million to my imagination library. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm blown away and overjoyed with that gratitude. Now, it's evident that you two have made giving back a key part of your lives. So, hey, when you have your firstborn, can I have it? Because that is going to be one special baby. The mission of the Dollywood Foundation is to dream more, care more, learn more, and be more. And thank you again for your very generous gift. And we'll continue that mission, even in bigger ways now with your money. So thank you, and know that I will always love you. Mwah. Taylor and Travis.
Taylor and Travis. China will never having will Arlene, the planes can't disintegrate because like it's not possible. Most of those planes have 4 Rolls-Royce titanium engines that that it's impossible for them to disintegrate. And even that even if they were to be completely engulfed in flames, it doesn't burn hot enough to disintegrate that type of metal. Those engines are designed to withstand the highest pressures and temperatures that Earth can throw at it, and that's why they use them on those airplanes. So the engines don't disintegrate, unfortunately. ALV, hello, how are you? There is always something left. Yes, always going to be something left. China will never acknowledge that they were attacked. They will just automatically retaliate. And it does look like a dam broke. What's up, ALV? We're talking about there was a $10 billion chemical plant on the border of China that exploded, killed a bunch of people, days away from being opening after 6 years of production. And then a flood that killed hundreds of people, also on the China border. And it's interesting because what's interesting is that who just made the comment? Hey, teacher here. China will never acknowledge that they were attacked. They will just automatically retaliate. Not only that, and you're right, they normally don't even acknowledge that. They won't even show you what happened if something like this happens. So the fact that we have video of this, wild. But did you miss what Mrs. Dolly Parton said here?
Hey, giving back, a key part of your life. So, hey, when you have your firstborn, can I have it? Because that is going to be one.
Remember, her niece is Miley Cyrus, who is about as satanic of a disgusting person as you can get. This is too soon. I know you guys are going to get mad at me, but I got to call balls and strikes. Okay, she's asking for the firstborn while she's holding up the sign of the devil, the ball sign.
When you
see right there, that's not by mistake. Her hand right here. She's holding up the devil sign, and she's asking Taylor Swift and Travis for their firstborn.
You have your firstborn, can I have it? Because that is going to be one special baby.
And all I can say is, and I know everybody loves Dolly Parton and everything. Is that even the real Dolly Parton? And just remember, Miley Cyrus is her whatever, granddaughter, whatever she is. And look at Billy Ray Cyrus. He dressed up as a woman. That family cannot be normal. But we do love Dolly Parton. Was she really throwing up that sign there? Who knows? Is it weird to ask Taylor Swift for her firstborn? Yeah, a little. And I know you guys are going to be mad at me for saying that, but I'm sorry. I got to call balls and strikes. I always loved Dolly Parton, but I always loved Bill Cosby too as a kid, and look what he was up to. And y'all know Dolly Parton's arms were heavily tattooed, right? She had lots of tattoos, Dolly. She just never showed them. ALV says it was supposed to be a joke. It's her godchild. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll move on. So I don't upset the audience too much. Let's move on from Mrs. Dolly Parton here. This guy, it makes a lot of sense. This was 2009. It's almost 20 years ago. 17 years ago. Basically just talking about words like Islamophobia. These trick words that are put into society to basically shut us up and stop us from talking.
This is very urgent business, ladies and gentlemen. I beseech you. Resist it while you still can, and before the right to complain is taken away from you, which will be the next thing. You will be told you can't complain. because you're Islamophobic. The term is already being introduced into the culture as if it was an accusation of race hatred, for example, or bigotry, whereas it's only the objection to the preachings of a very extreme and absolutist religion. Watch out for these symptoms. They are just symptoms of surrender, very often ecumenically offered to you by men of God in other robes, Christian and Jewish and smarmy ecumenical. These are the ones who hold open the gates for the barbarians. The barbarians never take a city till someone holds the gates open for them. And it's your own preachers who will do it for you, and your own multicultural authorities who will do it for you. Resist it while you can.
Resist it while you can. That is a great message for today. Resist it while you can. This guy is absolutely right. He was ahead of his time. Yes. Well, you know, it's been going on for quite a while, ALB. If we were to rewind to 2009, well, yeah, I guess it just depends. There's levels, you know, like I was way ahead of my time back then too. You know what I mean? Like he was definitely saying words that I didn't even know back then, Islamophobia and this kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, you guys, and you know, you guys, because you know, your guys' age is basically my age all the way up to probably my mom. My mom was, you know, she was only 17 years older than me. She was 17 when she had me. So, you know, I have a lot of experience trying to get through to people in that age bracket. That would be from anywhere from 50 to 70 to, you know, I don't know about 80, but at least the 50 to 70-year-olds. And, you know, back in the day, it's just nothing but ridicule. You don't even want to talk to those ignorant motherfuckers about anything, you know? But now people are starting to kind of, you know, not all the way see everything, but a lot more are seeing there's a lot more people in that age bracket that are seeing that there really is somebody pulling the strings to the left or right. You know, that whole thing has been exposed. People see it for what it is now. Not everybody, but the important to mention, well, Miles' father said about his daughter, right? ALV. Yeah. Yeah, Billy Ray is a whack job. Miley Cyrus is a whack job. We all love Dolly Parton, but here's the thing. Is that really Dolly Parton? You know what I mean? And you can't just assume that because you're a very sweet person that's why you made it so your longevity and you were so popular. You know what I mean? In order to be part of that, you know, the mega rich and have your own amusement park and music industry, you know, you don't think that there's something there? You never know. We'll move on. Mr. Andrew Colbert here. This is the guy who speaks for Charlie Kirk. This is the guy who, oh, he was so excited when, you know, we're going to pick up that dead bloody microphone and we're going to talk, we're going to carry on Charlie's voice. We're going to carry on his voice. And he expected all of us to just, you know, he expected the 20 years ago crowd, the naive crowd. They didn't get that. And this is what he looks like now. You know, they can only hold their facade up for so long before some of these people are no longer here anymore. Actually, is probably what's going to happen. Vivian Kubrick, you know, she tweets a lot now. That's Stanley Kubrick's daughter. She's pissed off about the culling of the horses. I may have even already played this one. And I hate this video because it's so shaky and it messes with my, what do you call that? Motion sickness. But I just wanted to just show it because we got to keep remember. I mean, we can't let this go if they're killing our horses. Fuck that. They keep starting fires everywhere. If they, maybe let's just quit lighting fires, quit intentionally lighting fires and killing people and burning down houses and purposely burning the horses' pastures. Quit doing that and we won't have a problem. I mean, that's a simple solution. Miley Cyrus is a pig. I agree with that one. Arlene doesn't want to see it. Well, we're not showing anything bad to the horses. We're just showing a picture of the horses. Just that because what's happening is they're killing all of the horses and selling them for meat, horse meat. We talked about this yesterday. 3,700 horses last year that we know of. Wild horses were sold to the slaughter market. There's a big thing about these text messages that TPUSA and all those guys, I guess, have released. And apparently, I don't really know much about it, but apparently it shows Charlie Kirk talking shit about Candace Owens behind her back to other people. So the problem is with these guys is that they fucking Photoshop everything. You know, they can get into the metadata. They do all this kind of stuff. Right. So it's hard to kind of just simply to tell whether it's, authentic or not. But even if it is authentic, then that just destroys Charlie Kirk's credibility. And then it just, he could definitely be in on the assassination. Maybe it was just a fake assassination. I'm still not convinced that it wasn't. And everybody can believe what they want to believe. But one thing that I can't get past is the fact that I seen with my own eyes him get shot in his chest. And then, I wasn't there personally, but I seen it with my own eyes on video. And then they took that video away from us and made it his neck. So until that part makes sense in my mind, I'm not convinced with anything is true when it comes to that whole thing. So anyway, it just, whether that's true or not, more than likely it's not. More than likely they're just doing this just because this is all they have. And that Charlie Kirk, but maybe he was. I mean, friends fight sometimes, maybe he was pissed off. These guys are like spectrum kids. These are kids that, the Boy Scouts of America picked up on at an early age and said, these guys are geniuses. Let's get them on our radar, or the Girl Scouts or whatever. They don't call it the Boy Scouts of America anymore. They call it Scouting America. What? Scouting America. What does that mean? Did you know they have Islamic factions of the Boy Scouts, of the Scouts, the Scouting of America? Not the Boy Scouts of America, the Scouts of America. Also, I thought the same thing. Maybe Charlie is, if possible, Arlene. I mean, anything's possible with that scenario. What we know for 100% sure is possible, Arlene, is that they're not telling us the truth. That's 100% possible, and it's pretty much 100% a fact that they're not telling us the truth. What the truth is, we don't know yet, and we may never know. But what's good enough is that we know that they're lying to us. So that just says a lot about our government right now, what they're capable of doing. How about they just leave people alone? Why can't they just do that? I want to create the Leave People Alone party. Well, what you're talking about there are the lobbyists. If we just had the parties, the Democrat Party, the Republican Party, and let them lie to our face, whatever they're going to do, then, things get held accountable down the road. Fool us once, fool us twice, that type of thing. The problem is that we have these outside influencers that are out of our reach. They come in like bacteria, and then they just leave. They come in and spread their germs, and then they just leave back to Israel or Russia or wherever in the Middle East, wherever they come from. These foreign investors and lobby groups, APAC and ADL and all, whatever. There's a million of them. That's the problem, because corporate America is so powerful, and the money, like those people are just those are the psychopaths. The people in the private sector and business, they're the ones that, you know, what we need, yeah, what we need is we need a government that actually has balls and is a real government to hold all of those people in check. You know what I mean? But it's just the corporations have usurped the government to where they run the show, you know. And politicians are just puppets and, compromised creepos that have to do what they're told or they get exposed, that type of thing, They come in like thieves in the night. They sure do. Yeah. U.S. Army Black Hawk Night Stalkers goes down hard in Colorado mountains during training. 4 souls on board. So what did happen in Colorado? Let me ask. What are the details with the Black Hawk crash in Colorado? How many people died? Why did it crash? No people died. In the recent U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter crash in Colorado, and all 4 crew members aboard. Sorry, it started talking. The incident occurred on the morning of August 25th. It's the same time that all this other anomalies happened. That big flood that killed all those hundreds of people, the explosion that killed all the people. Thornton Mountain in Gilpin County, just west of Denver. It was an MH-60 Black Hawk assigned to the elite 160th Special Operations. It's unknown. Military officials have not yet released a definitive cause for the incident. They're calling it an aviation mishap. I don't buy it. Like I said, there's just too much stuff going on, and all this stuff always happens in streaks. Back in January of 2025, we had, there was all the aircrafts that were coming down. There was the Black Hawk and the airplane that collided, I think, over the Potomac or the Hudson. There was a helicopter that fell apart over one of those rivers. There was the Mexican air ambulance that came down like a nuclear bomb in Philadelphia into some parking lot. There was a fighter jet in Alaska that just fell out of the sky. There was an Air India crash that was on video. It's just like, it just, when it happens, it just continues. It just happens. So why? Yeah, and that's true too, Arlene. Everybody, it is very true. We're very naive as a population to this kind of stuff. So, and people to this, the problem with this kind of stuff is people get so defensive. You've got 2 different types of people we got to worry about out there. The people the propagandists that are going to lie to our face and tell us this was an accident or a mishap or whatever. Then you've got the people, the useful idiots, the ones that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And then they just start, no, it was just an accident. These things happen, and they completely, deny. They're so dismissive towards it. You're just a conspiracy theory, that type of shit. So it's just interesting. This was the reason why I put Mikey McCoy here in the bookmark or as the thumbnail this morning. This is just him and Blake Neff being super racist, as they very are racist, all of these people. Andrew Colvett is the guy who speaks for Charlie. Blake Neff is the He's the little fink that writes everything and is always tweeting, but never admits to anything, doesn't know where he was the morning Charlie was killed. Mikey McCoy was supposed to be Charlie's best friend, but literally before Charlie's body hits the ground, Mikey McCoy puts the phone to his ear and walks away. And you can actually freeze frame it where he literally has his back to Charlie before Charlie even leaves the stool. It's crazy. Anyway, let's just hear him, this little banter between these two guys.
Blake was our tour guide, and he took us. What was the palace? Gyeongbok.
Was it Gyeongbokgung?
Yeah, Gyeongbokgung Palace.
I'll confess, Korean syllables kind of all just. It's like syllable gore to me, so I can't ever remember. Let me make sure I got that
we
right.
We fit in so much stuff.
Yeah, Gyeongbokgung.
Blake was our tour guide, and he took us. What was the palace? Gyeongbok.
And then if you freeze it at 4 seconds, you can get his mouth wide open, which, look at that. Look at this guy. Just a weirdo. Young Buck Goon, you know.
Palace, Gyeongbok.
Was it Gyeongbokgung?
Yeah.
And you know, and you know how he goes, oh, was it Young Buck Goon? He's trying to act all play it off. Blake here, the bald dude, he was actually, I don't know the official, like the outcome of it, but he was harassing an Asian chick relentlessly, calling her all kinds of fucking weird Asian names. And these people are next level racist. It's just, not to mention Mikey McCoy, does he not look like straight up out of fucking like a Nazi Germany or something, or you know what I mean? It's hard to pinpoint what the fuck he looks like. This guy. Osada, what's your definition of a woman? Right, Arlene? I mean, it's crazy because you know, I heard something Sunday. I was at my pop-up event, and the lady who runs it, her husband does a bunch of farmers markets. They sell pressed cider and all this kind of stuff. Well, he goes to Seattle a lot, and he's a big dude. You know, you can tell he works out. He goes to Seattle a lot, and Seattle, you know, as everyone knows, is just filled with a bunch of, you know, the LGBT and all that stuff. And his wife tells me, she goes, yeah, my husband's just nice to all those people. He flirts with them because just so they'll buy from him. And this dude, they live out in the country, you know, and he's like, you look at this dude and you just picture somebody that wearing overalls driving a tractor, you know, this type of a dude. And for him to say that, I thought about that. I'm like, fuck. What is going to happen when we're all gone? What is this world going to look like in, you know, 40 years from now? 40, 50 years. You know, well, at what point do you get to the breaking point to where the society collapses? Because right now we're at the point where you have country bumpkins that, you know, you guys, everybody knows like the stereotypical redneck mentality. But now those guys are having to be nice and flirt with gay men in order to get sales. That's crazy to me. And I get it. I understand it. I understand that is a reality. Like if you want to make money and you're in Seattle at a farmer's market and everybody there is gay, it's not financially advantageous to be unfriendly to gay people. And if they pick up on the fact that you're any way, shape, or form against that, you probably won't get any sales because, you know, that's just the way it is. That's crazy to me. I think it's terrible taste to have a Charlie Kirk show. Now they need to just end it already. ALV, they just need to end it already. It's such in bad taste. These people are obviously part of this whole conspiracy? Obviously they are, you know. To what level? Who knows? You know, but I'm guessing all up in it. Like I'm 100% convinced that this Mr. Smiley, amazing Mikey McCoy here knew it was going to happen. Is there any scenario that you could think of that somebody that you cared about was sitting there giving a speech on a stool and you just walk away from them when they get shot? I could understand you run, you panic, you scream, you black out. I get that. I can understand if he just ran away. I wouldn't blame him. Fuck yeah. Some, you know, protect yourself at that moment, I guess. You know what I mean? You just make a phone call. Who you calling? And you just nonchalantly, so you're not worried about getting shot in the back of the head after your buddy just got, you know what I mean? It just don't make no sense at all. There's just no way to explain it. Unless he's just a cold-blooded fucking killer. At the very least, call it something else. God forbid one of them makes a pass at her husband. It is so cringe. Well, you know, and what she said is that it would be morbidly off. I don't know if that one will come up. One where she's sitting in the chair going, we won't be tweeting as if it was Charlie, and she starts smiling and laughing. That anybody who does that is morbidly off or something, she says. We gotta I'm gonna rewind this song a little bit. I gotta go take a pee break real quick. I'll be right back. Not that one.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Every keys in my life, but we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. Welcome back, cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back, yeah, we tease him a lot. Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. The forest fire smoke. It smells like, literally smells like a forest fire out there. At least the smoke smells like fire this time. Usually when you can't see in the sky, they're like, oh, that's from the forest fire smoke. It smells like plastic. So, yeah, it does really bad too, believe it or not. I think that's why I'm coughing so much. Well, could be the weed, but Dolly. Now this guy, this is just complete speculation by this guy. Some of you may have seen this. I don't even know his name, Professor Zhang or something like that. Kind of an internet sensation, the Asian dude. He kind of goes Jordan Maxwell here and tries to give basically saying that the fake assassin, and I do believe it was fake and staged 100% now. I honestly do. Butler, Pennsylvania, that it was an anointment, that it was some type of ceremony, if you will, for Trump. Whether or not that's true, who knows? But it's just interesting to listen to.
So what do you think happened with the Butler assassination? What do you think that was all about? Because there's so many weird things about that whole thing.
Okay. So I think when they do these things, it's a ritual.
Yeah.
It's a ceremony of some sort. Okay. Because remember what happened was that the bullet grazed Trump's right ear and it bled.
Yes.
And then when he fell to the ground and the Secret Service was trying to remove him from the podium, he said, no. Like my shoe on my left foot. There's no, I need to get my shoe. And they let him get his shoe. That's really weird, man.
Right.
Like if someone's shooting at you, get the hell out of there. Like, no, I need my shoe. It's my lucky shoe. That's retarded. Right. And they let him do that. Okay. So this is an anomaly. The right ear is bleeding, and the left foot is without a shoe. Okay, so if you go to the Bible, Leviticus, whenever someone is anointed for a special purpose by God, they have a ceremony. The ceremony is you first make a sacrifice to God, and you take the blood of that sacrifice and you dap it on your right ear, as well as your left foot.
Right,
and that anoints you as the special agent of God, like the chosen one, basically.
Right.
So I think that's what happened at Butler. I think it was a staged event in order to anoint Trump for the special mission ahead of him. And he's doing it.
Yep, he is doing it. Bye, Patty. We'll see you. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great, what's today, Wednesday? Have a great Wednesday. Damn, it's already the 26th. I think this guy's spot on. If you think about it, when you go back and rewatch what happened, the way that once Trump was shot, it was completely staged. You know, they're whispering. They whisk in the report, the camera people. The whole thing is just fucking garbage. What a garbage pail. And then think about those psychopathic evangelical preachers that were praying over him, almost like witches. I mean, they're like fucking witches, those ladies that are praying over Trump. So I wouldn't doubt it in the least. What's up, Todd? Todd is heading into work, everyone. Hope you're doing good, Todd. Drive careful. You should think about buying an airplane or a helicopter. It would shorten your commute from 7 hours a day to down to like, an hour and a half, like normal people. Maybe look into, I know it's expensive to get your helicopter license because you got to pay for the fuel and everything. Probably like 20 grand, give or take. I'd look into that. But I hope you're doing good. What else do we got? We've seen Andrew Colbert here. Not looking good. So some of you may or may not know who Nina Drama is. She's just an influencer. She does media for the UFC. And she had a stalker in, all of the UFC events are in Vegas. So she told Dana about her stalker, and he had called counterterrorism and had the dude put on a no-fly list.
That number got leaked on the internet, and then I got a stalker. And then the stalker was crazy. He was out of his fucking mind. He wouldn't stop harassing me. And he was sending me like cartel beheadings and all this kind of stuff. And so I told Dana. And Dana was like, hold on, babe, 1 minute, right? And then 2 seconds later, I had counterterrorism call me, and then they showed up at my house. and then they took all my information, and by the next morning they found my stalker.
Damn.
And
Damn.
they put him on a no-fly list so you can never come to Vegas.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was he pulling up to your crib?
He was like, I know where you live, and then he was saying like I love what you did to your house, like I love your Christmas decoration. That number got leaked on the internet, and then I got a stalker.
That's kind of, I mean, it's scary, but at the same time, like, he could drive to Vegas. You know what I mean? But that is pretty scary. The wild horses, we've seen that. These two guys had I didn't watch the podcast yesterday. I'm going to today, I think, but I don't even know what they're saying here, but I'm just going to listen to it.
But maybe it's an interesting theory. Late, I was want to talk about CK being consumed because I agree. I just don't think people are ready to hear it yet. Ritualistic, I can't unsee my research.
Your response to that was really funny. Where you're like, I'm pretty sure he's joking. Yeah. You're like, he's a professional comedian. I mean, I'm guessing that's true. And the funny thing is I was like mostly joking. And their response, I'm like, dude, I thought I was joking, but I'm almost going to sign off on this theory.
Yeah, when you said it, I was covering it. And I was like, I'm not 100% sure he's joking. The more I think about it. And then you pointed out that Brian Harpole said he tasted him on his lips. And I was like,
yeah, that was crazy.
And then the whole beef jerky thing in the Epstein files, that.
Yeah, and they won't say where the body is and all this stuff. I'm like, so where's the body, guys?
Yeah.
They're like, can I just have one meal?
Can I just have one bag of delicious teriyaki flavored smoked jalapeno jerky, please? But maybe it's an interesting theory.
Yeah, there's not a lot of context there, so we're going to move on. This one is very interesting. I know you guys aren't going to find it interesting in the beginning, but I mean, it's not really interesting. We'll just play it. And I lost my place. Here we go. Whoops. Of course, Rockstar Games is coming out with Grand Theft Auto 6 on November 19th of this year. The long-awaited Grand Theft Auto 6. How big is that game going to be? And none of us care because we don't play video games, but how big is that game going to be? Well, tomorrow they release an extended look at what the game's going to be about, what it's going to look like. And Netflix is going to release it. Netflix has exclusive rights to it tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be released on the Rockstar platform and I think YouTube at 6 p.m. or no, 9 p.m. Eastern. So Netflix gets it 6 hours ahead of everybody else. So if you subscribe to Netflix, you can watch it ahead of time. That may not seem like a big deal, but that's how big that game is going to be. I asked somebody yesterday when I was at the admin building, I heard them talking about video games. So I asked the dude, I said, hey, are you planning on getting that new GTA game? And he goes, oh yeah, I'll get it. And then he goes, and I didn't hear him at first. He goes, there's a nudist colony in there. I go, what? He goes, there's a nudist colony in there. I don't know how he found that out or why he would be excited about that or if he is excited about that. I never got it. I never got the thrill to it, but you know, you're going to see that game is going to be heavily talked about over the next 2 months. Big time. I actually like watching gamers do role playing on GTA. Well, there you go. And then ALV says, so many loser adults that worship video games. Let me go back and read Todd's comment, see if we can determine whether Todd worships these video games or not. I actually like watching gamers do role playing on GTA. Yep, that qualifies as a worshiper. Now let me go back to AOV's comment. So many loser adults that worship video games. Oh wait, then Todd admits that he's a loser with a brand new truck. Yep, he does. So you actually like watching gamers do role playing? What does that mean, Todd? You need to explain this to the rest of us because we honestly have no idea what that means. Please come up and explain. How can you role play on GTA? What does that mean? Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Millions of dollars are going to be made on the, collectively, how many hours will be spent on this game? I mean, people have been playing GTA 5 for decades now. Well, at least for 10 years. What up, yo?
What's up?
What are you doing?
I'm driving.
Nice. What's your shirt say? Wings? Wingstop?
Yes.
Nice. What about your hat?
Same.
Nice.
I have a meeting at 10 o'clock in the morning, or 10 o'clock, so it's with one of the beverage distributors that are trying to serve alcohol during our Bills tailgates. So I guess I got to look the part today.
Okay.
So with these, all right. So it's not like it's where your brain is going is probably not what I'm thinking of or going to tell you about. So like these gamers can create like their own servers and their own like, how could you say, their own version of their game. So one guy could be a cop, you know what I mean? And he goes around and does like police things. Or there's another guy who does, he makes like up his own gang and stuff and they go and rob people and shit. Just those are just like examples. Like they make the game their own rather than just do the missions and be done. You know what I mean? And then other people can join their servers and be a part of that. Some guys say, hey, this is where I'm going to be at. You got, if you kill me, I'll give you $100, or I'm sorry, $1 million. You know what I mean? So they just make the game fun out of there. You know what I mean? So it's not anything dark or stupid. It's just like they make the game their own. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. I get it.
So, and it's funny because they make these weird vehicles or weird weapons or, weird characters. I don't know. It's just different. That's all.
And you'll watch them. You won't play. You'll just watch.
I mean, I guess I can play, but I've never played. I stopped playing Grand Theft Auto when I was like 20. So, but no, there's certain couple people that, that I'll watch from time to time because they're doing something different than everybody else is doing. Right. It's actually entertaining. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Well, I am weird, but.
No, you're not weird because that game, when did GTA 5 come out? That game came out like 15 years ago or something.
Right, and it's just and they just keep updating it or whatever. But like I said, these guys are making a living, with these people following them and donating and they actually, want to be a part of it. Like you can look in these people's comments and say, hey, I'm the guy you killed at whatever timestamp. You know what I mean? So they get following like millions of people. So, and one just trying to be the next. They're copying off each other. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, so. It's too bad they don't have, video games for old people because I can't play Call of Duty or Grand Theft. I just can't do it. I get too stressed out. If they had a video game for old people, maybe we could get old people to start playing it.
Now, what kind of game would an old person play? Like War, like cards, like War, or like or Uno. I mean, like what?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe just like a building your life like a Sims, but I don't know. It's hard to say. So AOV says, so you watch on Twitch?
No, on YouTube.
YouTube. So they
Yeah.
can stream gaming through YouTube and Twitch and all of them probably, right?
Yeah, they should make a video game for old people, like how to pay your bills on time and budget your money, like that. That should be a game, like a role playing game. Hey, I have X amount of money per month, but I have these bills, or how to go out and get a job.
They should do that for young people.
That is true. They should teach that shit. And I remember, they taught us how to write checks and stuff in high school, but they never taught us how to budget money. You know what I mean? And you're right. They should teach that.
It's just it's crazy to think how many hours were spent playing GTA 5. I mean, you're talking probably like 1 trillion hours collectively between the world, So will GTA 6 be like that, or will it flop?
It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy.
Basically, like a door's gonna open, and then we won't see those people come out for like a couple of years from now, maybe.
Well, I'll tell you what, like you said there was like a nudist colony, someone said in this one.
Right. Yep.
So that wouldn't shock me at all, because even in like the previous, like when I played Grand Theft Auto, you could pick up a hooker and take her behind a thing of trees and the car would start bouncing up and down. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's going to, I don't doubt that whatsoever. So, but I'll tell you what, there is a little hope for the world, because my son and a couple of years ago begged us to get him a PS5 for Christmas, and at the time it's like $500-600 or whatever. And it's like, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? But the kid worked hard all year long, whatever. We got the money together and we bought it for him. And then a couple of weeks ago, he's in my daughter's room. And I said, what are you doing in her room? He's like, I'm playing the game. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm playing her PS5. I said, you got your own. Why are you in her room? He goes, oh, I sold mine. He goes, I just wanted to focus more on school. I sold it to my friend months ago. He said, it fucking wasn't yours to sell, dude. You know what I mean? I bought that shit. I was kind of mad at first, but then I'm like, you know what? It's probably better you don't have it. So.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean.
Yeah. So he doesn't play the games no more, is all I'm saying. He's focused on college and school or whatever. But yeah, I was a little mad because we worked hard to pay for it at that Christmas. That was after my surgery. We were broke. And then he fucking sells it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, but yeah, so he actually just started college the last few days. He had one class on Monday and he had 3 classes yesterday. And I don't know what he's got today. He's still sleeping. So, but yeah, things are getting busy again.
Yeah, it's that time of year, round the corner.
But I mean, I would actually try to play these games, but there's like I swear, like, to pick up a controller again, and these kids, like, they hit the buttons like it's nothing. You know what I mean? There's 8 different buttons now, and all these different things you could do in the game. And I don't know. I don't know if I have the functions to do that. My brain can't do that. So
we're probably gonna find out that they got AI playing the video games for them or some bullshit pretty soon.
Well, it could. I'm sure there's a lot of AI involved. No matter what. Anyway, so
I know they do in poker now, like online poker. They have AI like analyze everything before they make their move.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you got to make sure that people have to know all that before they get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I'm missing anything in the chat, I'm sorry. I'm on the throughway. It's kind of jam packed, and I don't have the comments on the screen. So.
Hey, Tinker said that's true. It's his to sell, and he's off it. So.
Yeah. But.
How is he going to feel when the new GTA comes out, though? Is he going to regret selling it?
Well, he could buy his own now.
Oh, true.
I'm putting him on enough of my weddings and events at my place there, so he's making decent money for himself. So, yeah, I did the good old barter system on the wedding I DJ'd on Friday. It's for my friend's company, and he's got a brand new. I think I said this on somebody's show. I don't know who, but he's got a brand new like 8,000 watt generator, that he got for like half price because he works at Lowe's. So he gave me that brand new generator in the box and like $300 for the wedding. So I think I did all right.
Yeah, that's badass. Generators are, especially 8,000 water.
Yeah, I've never. I mean, I have one, but I can't get the damn thing to run anymore. So I'd rather just throw it right in the garbage. So
Is it like a Harbor Freight one or what?
the one that I have was given to me, and he basically said, if you can get it running again, it's yours. Obviously, you keep it. And I've tried and I mean, I'm not any kind of small engine mechanic by any means, but I know my way around it a little bit. And I can't get the damn thing to run, and I just don't have the time or the patience at this point. And when this opportunity came along, I was like, all right, I'm just doing it. I'm not going to get a $800 generator for a little over half price. So
it's either the spark plug or it's got a little something caught in the little where the carburetor is, and you have to clean that.
But it's not even. Yeah, I know, and I've taken apart carburetors and stuff and released and take it's literally like a pinhole that's gets clogged up.
Yeah.
But I haven't even gotten that far yet, and I don't even think I'm going to. So if somebody else, I could put it on Facebook for free or something like that. If someone else wants to take a stab at it, they could have it. So, but this one's going to be brand new. I got to go pick it up actually. So.
You just got to make sure it has like the little filter catcher on the gasoline cap. Like when you pour the gas in.
Yeah.
That's what ends up fucking those up. Yeah,
it's like an inline fuel filter. Yep. But this particular one doesn't. So, but the new one probably will. I don't know. I got to see it. But I've put 1,740 miles on this truck in less than 3 weeks. I'm gonna I'm gonna go over my limit at some point.
Right. So you're putting about 2,000 a month on there.
It's gonna be about that, yeah, and that's not good. That's like double what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, that's about average though for a commuter car. That's about 24,000 a year. That's about right.
Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna have to buy a junker again, or I should have kept my van and drove it half the time. But
because I know when I bought my Chevy Sonic, I was in construction. I bought that sucker with 11 miles on it, and it's just so depressing to watch. The next thing you know, there's 44,000 miles on it, and you're like, God,
Yeah.
So.
Well, in the winter.
You froze up on me.
A little bit more. I mean, I hope we don't slow down, but can you still hear me now?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So in the winter time, I probably won't have to do the commute so much because we slow down a little bit.
Right.
So I probably won't have to drive to work, a few days less a week anyway.
Well, just make sure you keep up on the oil changes. That's the number one thing.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, I did that. I'm usually really good with that with all my vehicles. So it's one thing I will say I'm good at with that. But,
I go clean my car out today. My granddaughter's disappointed in me that my truck's so dirty.
Better clean it.
Yeah, I promised I'd clean it. I got to go do it.
Yeah, my wife laughs at me now because I'm like looking into like car wash packages every month now. Like you pay like $30 and you get unlimited like $20 washes. You know what I mean? She's like, she's like, all the time I've ever known you, she's like, you've never done this. I'm like, because I always drove junk. I've never had a brand new vehicle.
I know it feels good to drive a nice, clean vehicle,
Yeah. So, but I'm probably not. I'll probably wind up washing it myself. You know what I mean? So $30 can buy you like 3 gallons of gas nowadays. So.
Right. Yeah. No shit.
But. Yeah. So wait. So when I came in, you said that the Trump shooting was staged. No.
I think it was. I mean, I'm not stating it as a fact, but I believe it was.
Well, you think like something exploded on his ear or something, or?
I don't know.
Or was this fake blood?
who knows? I think that with super technology, they can pinpoint a nick, but at the same time, it could have been fake blood. I don't know. That part I don't know. I just know that he's a lying motherfucker, and everything that hindsight, and I'm not just saying that because I'm mad at him. I truly believe that it was staged. So,
Yeah, but you know that would, and if it was, that would be really, really, really fucking out of line and sad because one guy did die that day. Somebody's father died that day. You know what I mean? Somebody's husband died that day. Unless you think that he didn't, but
well, and see, that's the thing too. It's like, how far do these cover-ups go? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like your brain doesn't even want to go there because then you have to say like, well, all those guys are in on it too. Well, I mean, to me, in my mind, that's probably more plausible than anything. That he didn't die. That all those guys are just lying. That it's all propaganda. But I mean, it is a possibility that it was who was it, like Cooks or somebody? I don't even know who shot him. Maybe it was. I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like the way that they handled it. They gathered around him, and he's like, "Hold on a second." He's like, "Fight, fight, fight!" All that. Just this. When I look back now, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man.
well, sure. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, my thing is the way like that lady was trying to reach for her gun and she couldn't get to it, and like I don't know. That's why I feel like it was a surprise attack, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just because of the how foolish some of the people guarding him looked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
well,
then again,
yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. It could be either way. I mean, honestly, I think it could. I'm not, because like I said, I'm not stating it as fact. I just like, if I had to bet, I would bet it was staged. But I wouldn't fault anybody for saying no, it wasn't, because I don't have any facts on it or anything. It's just I don't know.
and that's the thing. You and I will never know. So you know what I mean? There's no way for us regular people to find that out. So
Yeah, we got to rely on people that have a little bit of pull, and and even then, we don't. You know what I mean? It's like, for example, the new party that's kind of emerging is Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Then you have Joe Kent, who Trump fired from. He was like a counterterrorism guy because he was looking into Charlie Kirk. Thomas Massey. You have this new group of people that they've kind of led us to believe that now these are going to be the people that could save us. You know what I'm saying? These are the good people. And it's like, it just keeps going. You know what I mean? Like, I'm over it. I checked out of it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Full-time complainer. I'm a full-time complainer and full-time strawberry dipper. That's it. So. No, I don't. It doesn't really.
You can't say it much simpler than that, though. I mean, seriously. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
It's true. I love doing this show. If I could just complain and get it out and let people know what I'm thinking, and then go about my day. I made I've made all kinds of stuff this week. I made those circus cookies that are pink and white.
Yeah.
So I made my own of those. Why? I have no clue. But
experiment. Who cares?
But I just used store-bought animal cookies, and then I dipped them in my own chocolate, put my own sprinkles on them. But it gave me the idea to make. I'm gonna actually have my ex make large animal cookies, like sugar cookies, and then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make like really good tasting large version of those animal cookies. So that's in the works. I made pumpkin pies, which is my second time making pumpkin pie from scratch. I redid all my barks. I was busy. I made shortcakes. You ever had a peach cheesecake?
No, but I would like one. I'd buy one.
Yeah, I made peach filling with real peaches. So I made peach cheesecake. I made dulce leche cheesecake. I made caramel apples. I made all kinds of shit.
Remind me to send you a picture of the animal cracker that I got in one of my son's little boxes years ago. It's actually two of them. One's on the back of the other one, and it's you know what I'm talking about, position.
What is say it again? Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like they're breeding. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha.
And it came right out of the box. It was so that I even like years ago I posted it on Facebook and people were like, "What the fuck?" You know. So it was yeah, it's
my buddy Kyle. You know those white plastic deer that light up at Christmas time that you can put out in the yard?
yeah, yep.
So my buddy had a couple of those, and his neighbor made them hump each other one morning. He went out to work, and one was like, he was so pissed off. It was just
he was mad.
Oh, he was mad. I'm like, dude, you can't be mad at that. They work together. It was his across the street neighbor. I'm like, oh, that shit's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I if I walked out and saw that, I don't know if I could be mad or not. You know, I don't think I could be mad. I'd be especially if it's that, because then you know it's somebody you know did that. You know what I mean? It's not just some stranger walking by.
Well, he was like, there's kids that walk to school, and which is true, I guess that but
big deal.
Yeah, I thought it was
big deal. It's not like those fucking things got a schlong hanging out. Fucking, I don't know. I'll stop there, but
true. And the things kids see it on the way to school today with all those fucking druggies and shit out there.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot today. So today they're doing a big one of the fundraisers for our cause here. They're doing a golf outing.
Oh yeah.
So right now they're all golfing, and then they come back here about 1:00 and they eat, and then they do prizes and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of cars in the parking lot. I couldn't remember why, but yeah. So in like 12 minutes, I'm meeting with the guy from I don't know, an alcohol salesman anyway, and this guy. I mean, he's a nice guy or whatever. He's just a pushy salesman as usual. But like, we left the front door open at the bar the one day. We weren't open or nothing like that. And I'm sitting there in the kitchen, washing something, and all of a sudden, he goes, "Hey, how are you?" And I turn around. This dude was all of 6'6" and maybe 350 pounds. He's a fucking monster. And I said, "What's up?" You know what I mean? I'm like ready to grab like a knife. Like, who are you? You know? And then he's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to start it." I'm like, "Dude, you can't just walk back here." You know, like. He had to go through like 2 doors to get to me. So, yeah, so that's the guy I'm meeting with in a few minutes. So, good times. But, all right, buddy, I'm here at work. I'm gonna go start my day, I guess.
Cool. We'll have fun.
Yeah. So I hope my original comment wasn't as off-putting as ALV took it. Okay. So
about the video games.
Yeah, about role playing in the video game. So
no, I'm sure he probably still feels the same way, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah. My fucks about that went they're a few miles back. So. All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right.
There goes Todd. That was fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure ALV still has the same opinion, but it is what it is. So, wow, all that because of the Little Rockstar ad. And it is, none of us really care, but it's just, if you have kids, just beware. They're gonna want that game, or you probably already know. All right, let's move on. What else do we have? Complaining is good for you, right? Hey, teacher, I enjoy it. We've seen that one. So Blake Neff is the guy that was sitting at the table in the Charlie Kirk show. We showed him earlier. He's the bald guy. That guy is not who he says he is. He used to work for Tucker Carlson. He worked for Stu Peters even here. But somehow he's the one that's putting people in positions at the State Department.
But I want to break something right now that I don't think's been reported yet, that I've just discovered this morning. And that is Sarah Rogers, this Deputy Undersecretary of State who got into this beef with Data Republican in the first place, was placed at the Department of State by Blake Neff.
What?
Yeah, let me walk you through this. So after Trump was elected in 2024, Charlie Kirk helped with the transition. You know, there's the presidential transition team, right? When a new administration comes in. And so they actually consulted Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk had a lot to say. He had a lot of input to give to the Trump administration on personnel decisions. And Blake Neff is the one who gave Sarah Rogers' resume, submitted Sarah Rogers' resume to be considered for a position. And he and Andrew Colbert announced this in October on the Charlie Kirk show this last October in a 10-minute segment they had with her. He was close friends with her. He submitted her resume. She got hired at the Department of State. That's how Sarah Rogers, this chick who's in this beef with Data Republican, got to be working under Marco Rubio at the Department of State. Blake Neff of TPUSA.
So who really are these people? Who really are these people that took over our government? Yeah, and we've seen the U.S. Black Hawk helicopter for some reason crashed in Colorado at the same time that there's a multi-billion-dollar factory that blows up after 6 years and a flood like we've never seen before. A little bit more of Baron Coleman and Owen Benjamin talking. We'll just listen to this really quick. These guys had a pretty deep conversation. Baron Coleman, of course, is the former lawyer that stepped out of practicing law so he could take on the Charlie Kirk investigation full time. Owen Benjamin, comedian, podcaster. He's got some pretty brilliant outtakes, although he's a little weird.
Kill Charlie Kirk. You know, that's all I really. We're good. We're good. I don't need all your fear. Let's just try to get to the bottom of this. Let's try to figure out what's going on. I don't know if I've told you this. I gave up anxiety and worry. I had a truly, probably the only one I've ever had in my life, truly spiritual moment in church one day where I was really whisked away, I feel like, to another realm. Like I was taken somewhere else. And I was given this, again, not audible, but this message of like, dude, nothing you deal with matters. Nothing matters.
Right.
Like one day you'll have, and it wasn't like I was in heaven. I don't think I was, but it was like this kind of purplish, pinkish light bathing over everything, like a twilight light bathing over everything. And it was so peaceful and it was so calm. And it was just like, one day you will have this peace and it will be eternal. And as long as you just keep your eyes focused up here, you'll be fine. You know, don't worry about it. You could lose everything and you'll be fine. And as long as you make it here, even if you have to live in a van down by the river, but as long as you get here in the end, don't worry about the rest of it. And when I got zapped back into church, all of a sudden I felt like, it was the first time I'd breathed in probably years, like a deep breath where I just felt total peace and comfort.
Dude, that resonates so hard, man. Because I've been that. I've been like, I have to do this. I have to protect and provide for my kids. I have to do this. If I don't do this, they're coming for me, blah, blah. I've had that exact same experience. And not only will you survive if you lose stuff, many times it's better. It's like what you're holding on to is actually poisoning you and you don't even realize it. It's almost like when a little kid's scared of going down the slide for the first time and you're just like almost laughing because they're worried about something that they're just going to like. And I've had that happen too. You know, it's like, they could take my farm. I had that talk with Amy once and she was like, then you wouldn't have to milk a cow every morning. And I literally was like, that would be so great. You know, when I was getting, when the ISIRON was on me hard, I was getting like CPS sent to my house. Like it was nuts. And when that happened, you know, I got really anxious and panicky. And I was telling Amy, you know, I was just like, what if they blah, blah, blah. And she just goes, but you're a good father. I'm like, I know. But what if they blah, blah? And she's like, but you're a good father. She just kept repeating it. And I prayed and I was like, and that's when I really felt like I am like a steward of my children. Like I'm here to guide them, but everybody's God's. And when the CPS came, they realized it was a hoax and they apologized. And it was like nothing. It was like wisping away into nothingness. And that to me was my biggest fear that I had to face. And after that, I was so much more free. I was like, oh yeah. Like if I react like everyone's a dupe or everyone's going to believe the lie. I'm almost bringing the lie more into reality where, and that's something that Candace Owens does well, is she trusts that her audience can see through things, which I failed at in the past. I'm like, I would have to react to attacks against me because I'm like trying to explain myself and people are like, dude, we know, like, this is retarded. Like Gary, you know?
Yeah.
It's so, yeah, you're so right, man. It's like everything in a wide enough angle lens, everything's all good.
Well, and
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting conversation. I want to watch that whole podcast because Baron Coleman's a pretty smart dude. But that is true, you know. What else is crazy is that, you know, it just seems like in the world today, you know, there's no middle ground for, you know, like if you reach a certain level of success, at least on social media, you're going to get approached by somebody and they're going to tell you, you know, come join us, you know, come join us. And if you don't, you know, nothing bad's going to happen to you, but nothing good's going to happen to you. You just don't, you know what I mean? You're probably going to get shadow banned or this or that. Just kind of seems like that's what it is, you know, and unless you're completely disengaged from any of that stuff, what you don't have an opinion on anything other than, say, Grand Theft Auto, GTA 5. That's all you do is that video game. You don't talk about anything else other than that game online. Then, you know, it might be a different story. But anybody that talks about anything like this, anything about society, they're going to get approached if they get enough influence. And if you don't go along with the program, it's just not going to work out for you. And you kind of see that in like Owen Benjamin and these people. There's so many people, all these stories, like, or they either end up dead or they just end up like thrown out. It's pretty wild. But I like what Barron said there, you know, what was told to him, you know. You can lose everything and, you know, a lot of times you'll be better off for it. What else do we have here? We did this one. There's Blake Neff again. We'll listen to it one more time.
Blake was our tour guide, and he took us. What was the palace? Gyeongbok.
Was it Gyeongbokgung?
Yeah, Gyeongbokgung Palace.
I'll confess, Korean syllables kind of all just. It's like syllable gore to me. So
syllable gore. Huh. These were people paying respect at Dolly Parton's house last night.
Here we are in Brentwood, Tennessee, and Catherine and I just stopped on. Do not stop in the middle of the road in front of the house. Keep moving, please. Way home from dance, as the Brentwood police is monitoring traffic to show our respects to Miss Dolly. You see the traffic of people here and here who have come to do it. Looks like they're gonna let us all come. As you can see, so many people have come. Say hi. Catherine, say hi. Have come. Sometimes we'll pass her house 5 or 6 times in a day, and it's always such a pretty area. Seasonally changing up with wreaths and whatnot. You see the cars coming this way as well. We'll just make our way here to the memorial. Here we are, front gate here. I'm going to lift the phone, give us a view of the house. Do not stop in the middle of the road. Please keep moving. She also has a chapel back there, her own church, and we have a nice guest house that her sister and niece have always lived in. Here we go.
A true American icon. So rest in peace, Dolly Parton. ICE officers are waiting outside of a jail for an illegal child molesting illegal in Sacramento, California. So they can arrest him and deport him. Well, they want to deport him, but the jail knows that ICE is outside, so they're purposely delaying the release of the child molesting illegal until ICE leaves. I mean, that's the game these guys are playing with each other.
Been waiting all day for this guy. Just so people understand how big of a scumbag this is, just go through his crim history for me, if you will.
So basically, whether he was convicted of these or not, but at one time he was arrested, he was convicted of a lot of these. So his crim history started back in 2012. He has DUI, drugs, DUI, alcohol, inflict corporal injury on a spouse, willful cruelty to a child, battery spouse, inflict corporal injury on a spouse, DUI, another DUI, DUI again, battery spouse, battery spouse, battery spouse, driving without a license, battery spouse, another battery spouse. Then you have battery spouse, damage to wireless communication device, battery spouse, battery spouse. Then you have DUI, DUI drugs, driving without a license, battery spouse, then battery on a non-cohabitant or former spouse. Then you have another battery spouse. Then you have DUI, DUI, driving without a license, another battery on a spouse. Then he got picked up on some warrants, it looks like, for possession of controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, DUI, driving without a license, battery spouse, possession.
I mean, it's too much. Is he still reading them?
Some type of drug or drinking rehabilitation. But
that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that dirtbag, one illegal alien, is sitting in this jail right now in Sacramento County Jail, and it appears that the Sacramento County Jail is waiting for ICE to leave so that he can't get picked up. There's a detainer on this scumbag, but because of the sanctuary policies in California Democrat sanctuary policies, they're not honoring that ICE detainer. But even beyond that, they know that ICE is out here waiting for this guy, and it appears they're holding on to him so ICE can't get him. That guy, I mean, that's the longest rap sheet I've ever heard, and who knows what else he's done that he hasn't been charged with or convicted of. That is the kind of guy that Democrats want in your neighborhood. That is the kind of guy that sanctuary state.
Yeah, unbelievable. What else? This is just gonna make you hungry.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much food.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Looks good to me. What else? Let's just listen to it and then I'll talk about it.
For the Scout Pledge, we make a promise to do our duty to God and our country and to obey the Scout law. Duty to one's God for a Muslim means ibadah, worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have the opportunity to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our normal ibadat, like salah 5 times a day, or in case we're travelers, as we are here at summer camp, 3 times a day, and the other acts of worship. But we also have a chance to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by being his Khalifa, by being his vicegerent. And here, in this natural setting, we have that opportunity to be doubly blessed to do that.
The Islamic Religious Emblems Program provides guidance to Muslim youth in achieving the spiritual pledges made in the Scout Oath and Law. Bismillah, The Bismillah program encourages Muslim Cub Scouts to advance in the knowledge and practice of Islamic living. In the name of God, this program helps Muslim Scouts fulfill the first part of the Scout promise. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God. As the Scout grows in the program, he becomes active in 4 areas of study and experience: Islamic faith, practice, brotherhood, and service. Allahu Akbar, God is great. The National Islamic Committee on Scouting established this program to recognize outstanding service by adults in the promotion of scouting among Muslim youth.
Scout is reverent. It's one of the points of the Scout law, and scouting allows us as Muslims to fulfill some of our own requirements of reverence. And one of the ways that they do that is allowing us to go for our own religious emblem badge. It's called In the Name of Allah, Bismillah badge, religious emblem. Part of the requirements of that, you have to do certain projects. You have to pray 5 times a day, lead some of those prayers, fasting in Ramadan. And once that they feel that you know Islam enough, you know your Islam well enough, they'll award you that badge. And that's the way that scouting allows us to express our reverence as Muslims.
We are so happy and honored to have a Cub Scout troop pack and a Boy Scout troop here at the Adams Center.
Yep. So that's here in America. I had to look it up. Yeah, Muslim Scouting in America integrates traditional Scouting America, formerly Boy Scouts of America, frameworks with Islamic values, leadership training, and community service. So we have the National Islamic Committee on Scouting. It was established in 1980, it says. Yeah, I don't remember. I was in the Boy Scouts for a little bit. I don't remember any of of my fellow scouts praying 5 times a day on prayer mats for Islamic badges. I'm trying to think. I don't remember that. I wasn't in there that long, but well, what else do we have? That looks like it was just a movie. In Wisconsin, an unoccupied semi-truck rolled into an open line 5 evacuation site in rural North Iron County. I think this is Wisconsin. That doesn't look good, whatever it is. That must be a drone that they have up there. Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday we talked about there was the Hades plane, the Hades spy plane or whatever. I don't know if that's actually the same plane. No, I don't think it's the same plane. Anyway, there's a plane that is capable of controlling the bird of prey drones that possibly took out Charlie Kirk. That's one of the theories. That plane was spotted erratically flying over Utah Lake. We showed that on Google Maps yesterday. And now we have new footage. Candace Owens showed footage, their altered footage from the rooftop, but it didn't show the plane. And now we can actually see the plane that they're talking about flying in the corner. Well, let me see if I can make this bigger. See where the arrow is? You can see the plane right there. And you can't see it in the footage down here. And it's just completely cropped. Look how much closer this sign is than it is in this video. It is just all just complete garbage that they're feeding us. Fed slop, they call it. This says, you understand that when people leave their house because of a wildfire, they leave very quickly. We saw that in LA a couple years ago. People just run out sometimes with their shirts on their back, and maybe they have a go pack that they put together. But there's not a lot of stuff in there. So we are supplying ready-to-eat foods, especially for the first responders who need that. Protein bars, those sorts of things. Okay, that sounds good on the surface. Let's listen to this real quick.
You understand that when people leave their house because of a wildfire, they leave very quickly. We saw that in LA a couple of years ago. People just run out sometimes with the shirts on their back, and maybe they have a go pack that they put together, but there's not a lot of stuff in there. So we are supplying ready-to-eat foods, especially for the first responders who need that, protein bars, those sorts of things, ready-to-eat foods for evacuees and survivors, as well as water that's desperately needed, hygiene items, because people forget about those sometimes when they leave their house. Now they're living in a shelter or somewhere. They need those items just to keep life going from day to day. And then eventually, and it's happened a little earlier than I think they expected, but people are getting back into their homes and praying all the while that the homes are still going to be standing whenever they return home. You understand that when people
Federal officials announced the recall of nearly 30,000 pounds of raw beef imported from Argentina. The packages from a company called Corte Argentino sold to distributors and retailers in Florida and Texas. They have use or freeze by dates from September 15th through the 20th. So far, no illnesses have been reported.
为啥？
跑啊跑啊！有炸了有炸了！炸！炸了炸了！跑啊！报名报名！
喂，我给你गाडी माझं काय Oh shit man Ôi दाजु ओए फेरामा माझं बस तिमी यार असं गाडीला उलटो कशाला असं यार ओए दाजु तर अशा मध्ये हवे शापा शापा गाडी 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 अशा पेंबा तुरला जा Oh shit उजी बच्चन बाते उलुंग दालो बा उजी शापा उतार गाडी शापा 다쳐도 봐. 왜 이제 팀 샵라? 빵이나 왜? Wow! Nak marga deh. Oh shit! Wait, ना कोई मी यार. Oh shit! वो उस गाड़ी शायद से म्यूजिक है. उस गाड़ी यार जो. यार जी उस गाड़ी. थाले मोड़ार जी उस गाड़ी वे. बेटा यार था. उतर गाड़ी शायद से रनिंग से मुख्य दान था. Shit, हेर्दा एउटा गाडी पनि लगेको अवस्था. हा. म पछि देख्न थोरौँ तिम्रो थोरी मेरो. Tuesday. Ani. Shit.
जरेको फुलको यस्तो पुरै
माछा उब्रेर त माछा उब्रे
पुरै सिङ्गे सिङ्गे
ढालो ढालो ढालो
हेर्नु पनि लग्यो सबै सबै लग्यो फुल जरेको पुल आएर हानेर यहाँको पनि लग्यो हेर्नु पनि लग्यो
gosh, that was amazing.
Well, I was muted there. Thanks for all. I'm gonna head out. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Stay safe out there. Watch out for crashing helicopters falling out of the sky for no reason, and floods and chemical plant explosions. It's crazy out there. So, hey, teacher and AOB, Todd, Patty, grateful who's ever's left out there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you next time.